So I'm just packing up a few last things into my nice new camera bag here, which I picked up. The whole reason why I picked up that nice large new camera bag is because I also picked up a nice new large zoom camera lens. Because you know what they say about big lenses? Small bank accounts. Do you like my outfit? Does it look like I'm about to go shoot nature photography for the first time and land a contract with Nat Geo in 2026? If you're not new to this channel, you'll know that I shoot a lot of street photography. And if you're not new to this channel, you also know that I've alluded to it a number of times that I'm a little bit bored of street photography in Helsinki. And since that's the only photography I've really been doing, if I'm not doing that, then I'm not shooting at all, which is not a good thing. Now, I have been thinking about getting into nature photography for a while now. Obviously, the price point and the entry is not exactly small, but I've made enough sacrifices to be able to pick up a few pieces of gear that I wanted to get into it. And I sort of just see it like street photography in the forest. And as I get older, to be honest, that's what I want to be doing. I want to be spending more time in nature and just listening to birds or whatever. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go out there and see what we can find. I want to use this new lens and figure out what it's capable of and see how close I need to be and how far away I can be and still get a good shot. Who knows what we'll find? Maybe a squirrel, maybe a deer, definitely some birds, and maybe that contract with Nat Geo in 2026 hit me up. So I've just wandered myself out to a nice little spot called Lammassaari, which is actually very close to Helsinki Centrum. And I believe in English that directly translates to Lamb Island, and that's because on one of the islands here, there is some sheep. And they get taken away during the winter, but I think they get brought there for a good portion of the year. So we might get to see those today. It is pretty early in the day. I came out early because it was a fairly overcast day, so I'm not sure how much light we're actually going to get, although it said it would clear up a little bit later, so there is that chance we get a nice little golden hour happening as well. I definitely underestimated how many people would be here. It is a Sunday. It's plus 10 degrees, which after a long winter is a pretty nice day in Finland. But that makes sense. It's a public space. It's a nice place to be when you want to get outside. It's very close to the city. So that is what it is. I just hope it's not too disturbing to the nature around and we're still able to get something without too many distractions. Now, the place that I'm going to take you is just through there, and they've recently made it a lot more accessible. They widened these wooden platforms that you used to get through. It used to just be 2 planks of wood and you go through these reeds and that carries you over the water onto the islands. Now, it's nice now that it's a little bit more accessible for everybody, obviously, but to be honest, I feel like the vibe was a little bit killed when they did that. I'll try to dig up some old photo and show them up here so you can see what it used to look like too, but I'll take you through there. But one of the nice things that they did is they built these nice little viewing platforms or bird watching spots. So we're going to hit those there today and you'll see those soon. There's also some older viewing platform towers that have been there at least as long as I can remember. Hopefully you can already hear the birds in the background. Sounds like there's a bit of life happening out there. I think there's probably a few of the boy birds out there looking for a little bit of that bird. So with any luck, we should be able to find a little bit of action. Let's get out there. Okay, I've just stopped off the beaten path here a little bit. I had the bird hut that you saw to myself for quite a while actually, but it was basically in all of the hours when nothing was really happening. Of course the pros know better than I do, and they weren't there, and probably for a good reason. As I said, I came out pretty early today. Now that it's around 5 or 6 o'clock, the light's starting to get a whole lot better. The animals start to seem like they're moving around a little. I don't know if you can hear those Canadian geese in the background there. But as soon as the action started happening, I swear everybody in Helsinki came through that bird hut. Every person with a screaming child, every tourist. And I guess being quiet in a bird hut is just not general knowledge, I suppose. But it is what it is. Like I say, it's close to the city. It's a public place. It is a Sunday. Lesson learned, probably won't be here on a Sunday again. Otherwise, I'm not too sure how the photos are going. I'm not really chimping too much. I've only got one battery with me. I've ordered a couple more, so next time I won't have to be so conservative with it. But it took me a little while also to get my autofocus settings correct. I probably could have done a little bit more research on that before I left home. But you know, we learn in the field. And it's been fun. It's been really good. I guess the beauty of this art form, and one of the reasons that attracted me to it, is a bit like fishing in the sense that you go out and you spend time in nature, maybe spend time with a friend, you go fishing, and even if you don't get anything, you still got to be out in nature and have a moment to yourself. I was actually contemplating not making this video today, and I was rustling a little bit at home, and just stepped out the door and came to make it, and now all that weird indoors for too long anxiety has completely left my body. So whether I get good photos or not, I'm very happy, and it's been a good learning process so far. But what I'm going to do now is move around the island. I'm going to try to find a quieter spot. I think most people make it about halfway through the islands, which is where this bird hut is, and make a turn back. So I'm going to move on to the second island, see if I can get to a quieter location, see if there's any animals around that end. And yeah, let's see how much battery I got left in this thing, and also how much battery I got left in this thing, because I'm getting hungry. So I'll take a mission. Hopefully the photos are going good. You would have seen them already. I haven't. But I'm having a good day, and hopefully you're enjoying the video. Moving on. Okay, so that totally paid off. Just to the left of me here is where the footage you just saw came from. I think I got one of my best photos of today for sure. I just caught the last, absolute last, of the sunlight hitting directly on the swan, and I got a few shots off. I moved around for a different angle, but by the time I had done that, the swan sort of turned its back to me, so I might wait it out here and try to get another quick shot off. Also probably got maybe one of the better shots of a heron just coming around to this side of the island as well. It's a lot more quiet around here, so totally paid off. Pretty stoked. Got something that I think is actually decent for the day. It's not incredible, it's not that next level, but for a first day, I'm pretty happy. And I think I got the bug. This is nice. This is really nice. that just about does it for me today. It was a good day. I was out there for 5 or 6 hours. I probably would have stayed another hour, but my battery died. As I say, I got 2 more on the way, so at least in the future I'll be able to last out there even longer if I want to, though I don't think I really needed to. I think you've probably seen enough average bird photos for one day. Got the last of the light setting across Lammassaari in the background. That's where I was most of the day today. It extends quite far across in that direction. Things that I learned today: birds are easy to see, pretty hard to photograph. The lens is heavy, so your arm's going to get tired. Need to go to the gym and work out my left arm. Bring snacks. Don't come on Sunday. Come out earlier than what I did or later than what I did. But that's what it's all about. As long as we're learning, and when you pee, it's not burning. Like and subscribe.